Don Lemon sobs as he announces the passing of 60-year-old CNN correspondent Drew Griffin from cancer, saying he was admired by all. As he reported the passing of his longtime network colleague and investigative journalist Drew Griffin on Monday, This Morning co-anchor Don Lemon sobbed. Griffin, 60, lost his fight with cancer on Saturday. Lemon broke down as he announced to the audience that he had some really sad news to tell you today, while seated next to co-host Caitlin Collins. Drew Griffin, a long-standing renowned CNN journalist and our colleague and friend, has passed away. Since 2004, Drew had been a member of CNN's Atlanta-based investigative team. Politics, athletics, government, and business investigations were just a few of his diverse specialties, according to Lemon. Griffin received a Peabody Award in 2015 for his investigation into delays at Veterans Affairs hospitals, among other honors. Additionally, according to Lemon, he earned 3 national Emmys for his reporting exposing corporate and government malfeasance. Later on in this hour, we'll pay him some tribute. Lemon apologized as he cried himself to tears and wiped them away with a tissue. I know this is tough for you, Collins said in an effort to console her co-host. One of the first persons you encountered at CNN was him. Griffin was such a brilliant storyteller, she continued. We lost a beloved colleague, Poppy Harlow, Lemon and Collins' other morning co-anchor, wrote on Twitter on Monday. Drew Griffin personifies the best qualities of a successful journalist. He was persistent, inquisitive, truthful, devoted, and kind. At CNN, he was admired by all. Jake Tapper, a CNN presenter, tweeted a link to the CNN statement along with the words horrible news. Griffin's wife Margaret, his 3 children, and his 2 grandsons are still alive. Griffin was referred to as a highly acclaimed investigative journalist in a note to workers that was received by CNN's somewhat new leader Chris Licht after his passing. Drew's efforts had amazing impact and embodied our organization's aim in every aspect, said one reviewer. Griffin kept his sickness concealed from most of his coworkers and had been reporting up until the day he passed, according to the CNN article announcing his death. Griffin contributed to numerous documentaries as a member of the investigative team and worked on hundreds of stories for the network. His 365-day inquiry into the Department of Veterans Affairs revealed substantial delays for the country's veterans, which resulted in patient fatalities, a change in how veterans' medical visits are handled as well as the formulation and passing of federal legislation were all results of the probe, which resulted in the resignation of the department's secretary. A regulation that required people with sexual assault complaints to enter arbitration and sign NDAs was eliminated as a result of reporting Griffin's revelations about the numerous sexual assault claims made against Uber drivers. Griffin partially picked up the Trump beat, for which CNN became so well known during the Trump years. In his later years, Griffin was awarded an Emmy for his investigation into Trump University's alleged fraud. Griffin pursued MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell for proof of election fraud following the 2020 election, which produced the president of Joe Biden. He ultimately came to the conclusion that Lindell had evidence of nothing, despite the loud accusations of voting machine hacking and other types of fraud. Griffin would frequently construct handwritten thank you messages to people who appeared in a story, according to the CNN announcement of his death. Griffin took great care to finish up the big stories, some of which took him around the globe, while remaining intensely private, so that he could return home and spend time with his family.